What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Back at it again with another Road Glide update for you guys today. And what we're going to be doing today is installing my new air cleaner on my 2019 Road Glide Special. Now, if you've watched my last video on this bike, I just did a S&S 475C cam in my 114 cubic inch Milwaukee 8. And I haven't been able to ride it yet. I live in Michigan and it's snowing and cold and just you can't ride Harleys right now in Michigan. So I have to wait until March 6th, which is Daytona Bike Week. Yes, I'm going down to Daytona Bike Week, and that will be the first time I'll be able to try out the new cam in my Harley. I used to have a Roland Sands Designs air cleaner on my bike when I had a Stage 1 with the pipe, the air cleaner, and the tune by Fuel Moto. And after reading some reviews, they were saying that now that I have a Stage 2 with a bigger cam, that I need to have more airflow going to my motor. So I went ahead and ordered a new air cleaner, and that's what we're gonna be putting on today. It's from Arlen Ness, and it's called the Velocity 65-Degree Sucker Air Cleaner Kit. Obviously from Arlen Ness, they make great products. I'm very happy with the grips I just put on my bike. We put their other air cleaner on my mom's bike a few months ago, but we're gonna go ahead and try the new 65-degree Sucker Air Cleaner Kit. And as you can see here, it's got a 65-degree snout coming off the throttle body, and it's a real nice piece here, big filter. Hopefully it sucks in enough air for my Stage 2 kit on my Road Glide. So I have all the parts laid out here that we're going to be installing today, obviously for the air cleaner kit, and all your nuts, bolts, washers, gaskets. So here's the kit here. We have our directions I'm going to follow here, and basically I'm going to do an install video on this air cleaner today. And if you guys are in the market for an air cleaner and need to know how to install this on your bike, I'm here to show you how to do that today. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started on today's install. So your first step in this install obviously would be to remove the stock air cleaner. I didn't have an air cleaner on my bike before starting this video, so I'm already, one step ahead of you. But make sure you take your old air cleaner off, obviously, and clean around the area where your gasket's gonna sit. Make sure that's clean and free of any debris. Also around here, I know this there's some oil around those holes there. Make sure you clean that up and before you install your new air cleaner. So your next step is gonna be placing this Arlen Ness faceplate on your throttle body. You're gonna remove these 5mm Allen bolts out of the top of the throttle body right here, these two here. Remove those are 5mm, and then Arlen Ness provides you with button head Allens to secure the Arlen Ness plate right there. It gives it a nice touch, so we're gonna go ahead and do that now. So using the button head Allens that Arlen Ness supplies you, these are 5/32 Allen bit, or Allen wrench, and so we went ahead and installed that on the throttle body. Now we're gonna go ahead and move on to the next step. You're gonna wanna go ahead and take these two black O-rings that come in the kit and place them in the little grooves on the back side of the mounting plate here. And you're gonna wanna use some engine assembly lube or grease just to lube those up so they stick and stay in the groove when you go to put this on the bike. So now once you have your O-rings in place here in the grooves, you wanna go ahead and take your servo cover and bolt that to the mounting bracket here, which is gonna use these 3 holes here, using the small 3 Allen screws they give you in the kit. I don't know if the camera can focus on those, but you're gonna use those 3 Allen screws and washers to bolt this servo cover to the mounting plate of the air cleaner. These here are a 3/32 Allen wrench. So you wanna get a 3/32 Allen wrench to tighten these bolts down here. Make sure you include the washer. Alright, so now that you have your servo cover mounted to the backing plate of your air cleaner, you're going to go ahead and take the 3 longer Allen bolts, not these shorter ones, those are for that. But you're going to take the 3 longer ones, add some blue Loctite to the threads, and then put them through these 3 holes here. And then you're going to turn this up. I have to put the camera down, I can't do this with 2 hands. You're going to turn this up and then put the gasket on the back side of this, and the bolts will hold the gasket in place on the back side of the mounting plate. So we're gonna go ahead and do that now. Once you get your Loctite on these bolts and the gasket on the back side of this, make sure your rubber O-rings didn't fall out of the back side of the mounting plate here. And you wanna go ahead and put this up onto the throttle body, tightening these 3 screws down just a little bit, not super tight just yet. We're gonna get these bolts in next, and then we'll tighten it all down together at the same time. But just enough to hold it up there tight and secure. Make sure your gasket's properly sealed between the throttle body and the mounting plate. That's very important. So now that we have that bolted up to the bike using these 3 Allen bolts here, which is also a size 3/16 Allen wrench, now we're gonna move on to the next step and get these bolts in here. So now we're gonna take these breather bolts, throw some blue Loctite on the threads, put the gold crush washers over top of them like that, and then use a 1/4 inch Allen wrench to bolt these into the cylinder head of the motorcycle, securing the mounting plate. But yeah, these are your breather bolts here. So once you get your breather bolts tightened into the heads here on each side, you want to go ahead and tighten these 3 bolts first. And the torque specs for these 3 here are 10 to 12 foot-pounds. And you can go back and torque these outer breather bolts at 18 foot-pounds if you guys want to go off a torque spec. That's the torque specs for these bolts here. And just to recap, these are a 1/4 inch Allen, and these are a 3/16 Allen. So now once you have all the bolts tightened up to spec, you want to go ahead and take your O-ring and seat the O-ring in the little groove here on the mounting plate. So we're going to go ahead and do that now. Alright, so now that we have our O-ring set into the backing plate here, we're going to go ahead and take our 65-degree elbow, basically install it to the backing plate using the shorter 3 Allen bolts that are going to go in these 3 locations here. You want to make sure you put some Loctite on those bolts as well. Alright guys, so once you get your 65-degree elbow on here, you want to use a 3/16 Allen that hold that elbow on. So there's one up here, one in the front, and then one in the back. And you want to torque those down to 7 to 8 foot-pounds, guys. 7 to 8 foot-pounds on those. Alright, so now that that's bolted up, it's starting to look like something, we're going to go ahead and put the filter on now. Alright guys, so we went ahead and put the filter on. When you put your clamp on to clamp the filter to the elbow, there's a very small opening here, right in here. It's hard for you to see. And that's where you have to tighten the clamp down. So you have to use a small flathead screwdriver to basically get up here on the underside of this and tighten it. It's very tricky to do. It's kind of a bad design in my opinion, but you just got to make sure you don't scratch anything when doing it. But other than that, the filter's on. We're gonna go ahead and put this Arlen Ness center pin in the middle of the filter here, and then this install is gonna be done for today, guys. Alright guys, there she is, the Arlen Ness 65-degree big air sucker in gloss black. They do make this air cleaner in chrome as well. If you don't have a blacked out bike and you want a chrome one, they do make this in chrome as well. I will leave a link in the description below to where you can buy one of these, and I'll leave the part number and all the information you guys need to get one for your bike. But that's gonna complete today's install video. It was super easy install. Anybody can do this with some Allen wrenches, flathead screwdriver, and some common sense. Super easy install. I love the way it looks on there. What do you guys think? Comment down below. Let me know your thoughts on this. I was gonna get the big sucker from Harley Davidson, but it kind of sticks out a little bit too much for me. It's a bigger filter, and on top of that, it's a red filter, and my bike is all black and silver, so I figured the Arlen Ness big sucker filter being black kind of blends in a lot better than the Harley Davidson big sucker does. But hopefully this air cleaner will do the job, and hopefully I will be getting enough air into my motor with the stage 2 kit. If for some reason I'm having trouble when I get down to Daytona and I'm not getting enough air, you know, my air fuel ratio's off, I might have to upgrade to the big air sucker from Harley, which is the one my dad has on his 2020 Road Glide with the same cam, because we know that one works great. But I thought I'd switch it up, do something a little bit different. I love the way this one kicks out a good 65-degree angle. I love the way that looks compared to just a standard 90-degree elbow. And of course you got the Arlen Ness plate back there. Looks real nice, gives it a nice touch. But yeah, I'm super happy with how it turned out, guys. One thing I wanted to point out to you guys now that I'm sitting on the bike is look how much leg room you have with this air cleaner, guys. I'm gonna put my leg up here and show you guys how much room I have between my leg and the air cleaner. Literally does not even come close to my leg, where on my Roland Sands air cleaner, it hit my inner shin right here when I was riding. So being that this has the 65-degree angle and not a 90-degree angle, it gives your leg a lot of room and a lot of space, and you have plenty of room for your foot and the brake pedal. I'm even more stoked on this air cleaner now that I'm sitting on the bike, and I cannot wait to ride this thing down in Daytona. Unfortunately, like I mentioned earlier in the video, it's 20 degrees out and snowing here in Michigan, so I cannot go test this out and ride it today. But it looks good and it fits good, and I'm very happy with the fit and finish of the Arlen Ness 65-degree velocity intake. Here's another look at my new center console that I got off Amazon. I'll also leave a link in the description below for that, along with the crown gas cap. It's all billet, and then the center console piece is vivid black painted plastic. So I just love the way that looks, a lot cleaner than the factory console. Camera's not focusing very well, but you guys get the point. But that's gonna complete today's video. If you liked the video, make sure you hit that thumbs up button. If you're new to the channel, make sure you smash that subscribe button. I greatly appreciate all your support on the channel. Stay tuned, I have a lot more Harley content coming for you guys. Like I mentioned earlier in the video, I will be down in Daytona for Bike Week this year again. So if you guys are gonna be down there, comment down below. DM me on Instagram at DoWork Motorsports, and maybe we can link up and do some riding and get to meet you guys down there in sunny Florida. So that's gonna do it for today, folks. As always, thanks for watching, and I will see you on the next one. Peace.